So do you ever print stuff on sticker paper and have little bits of offcuts? I recently printed off a bunch of stuff on some sticker paper and I had some of these larger pieces of offcuts and I felt a little guilty throwing it away. So I sort of had a bit of a brainwazz idea of grabbing some watercolors. This is just a sample dot sampler for core, and I grabbed that, and what I decided to do was basically create my own washi tape effectively by painting or decorating the piece of sticker paper. And I'm not really too fussed about, you know, if it's perfect or whatever, because I'm not really into the whole perfect side of things. So you can, if you want, I did with some smaller pieces, just blue tack down the piece I was working on so that it didn't slip around like it is here. So I'm just going in with some, I actually really like the core, and I was given the sample, the dot sampler, to try them out, and I really do like them, so I might end up investing some money in some good watercolor, because all I've got at the moment, I've got my watercolor pencils, which, trust me, I love using. I really do love using them. But there are instances where you can't sort of get the same technique styled work with a watercolor pencil. Now just in this bottom corner, I'm just going to put some of that teal. Now, for anyone who knows me in person, you're sort of wondering why I'm working with a lot of colour. I don't wear a lot of colour, but I do like to work with colour. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside to dry. So I've got some tiny little pieces here that I did previously. So yeah, they're all colourful, that's great, but what now? So what I'm going to do is just move away my watercolour stuff, because what I'm going to do now is move away my watercolour stuff because I've sort of finished with it. And what we're going to bring in is some stamps. So I've got some of these, which I think might work. Maybe that one. Maybe that one. Oh, there's a bunch on there that will work. So, and we've got a few options with ink. So I've got Distress ink and I've also got Stays On. So we'll give it a try and see which ones work out better. So let's grab this one. Now I'm not going to stamp straight. I'm going to stamp a little bit. Let's get a little bit on that corner. There we go. So we end up making our own washi tape. I rather like that. So I'll use some of that over here. Okay, now let's try this one. I tend to like postage stamps and shipping stamps. I find them quite cool. So now what I'm going to try, this is an old stamp. I cannot remember where I got it from. It may have been from a Kmart here in Australia. But I'm going to try some of the vintage photo. On this blue piece. Oh, that came out quite nice. Another little piece. Let's do something a bit different. Let's go with this pattern one. I'm actually going to do this with the stays on with that really intense sort of hard black. There we go. Oh, cool. Very nice. A little bit. And these will be great little colour pops for various parts of whatever project I end up working on. Just means things won't be too sort of dull. And it also means that I'm not just throwing away bits of paper. I'm actually, you know, utilizing as much of my stash as I can. Because that's one thing, is ephemera is quite expensive. Now that's still a bit wet and I want to wait for that to dry before I stamp on it. So there you have it. If you do use sticker paper printed at home and you have little offcuts, you can colour them. You could just plain old stamp them without even needing to colour them. And I mean, you can stamp them with various colours. So I think this is a really awesome little process to be able to have some customised, sort of personalised little ephemera within journaling or scrapbooking.